Hello, this is Stephanie Richter, and we are on the flight home from the Top Director trip, and this is our 10th Top Director trip, and it was absolutely amazing. And I wanted to share this video with you. I interviewed lots of sales directors, and I asked them what changed for them, what really thought, idea maybe that changed for them that got them on this trip, because I have so many sales directors that ask me or make comments about, what do you have to pack, or I don't know if I'd fit in, or I don't know if my husband would fit in, or I don't know if I can do it. And so I thought, you know what, I wanted to give you guys a picture inside the Top Sales Director trip of the women that are real. We sit around the pool without our makeup on. We don't worry about what we're wearing, though we have fun with that. But you guys, I just want you to know that you have what it takes to do this too. So I hope this inspires you to be on the next Top Director trip.
My name is Beth Brinkley, and this was my first Top Sales Director trip. I can't even believe I'm saying that out loud, I mean, I was talking to somebody and I was thinking, oh, this is so fun that I'm talking to Brenda, so then someday when I go on a Top Director trip, I'll have somebody to talk to, and all of a sudden I realized you are on the Top Director trip, Beth Brinkley. You're so goofy. But what shifted was just not being afraid. You're so afraid that they're better than you or prettier than you or they know how to dress better than you, and you know what? It doesn't matter. It so doesn't matter. There are all these wonderful sisters who love you unconditionally. You just haven't met them yet. So we're all here waiting to meet you. Can't wait till you're with us.
I've been on 16 trips all around the world. Do whatever it takes to get on here. You will fit in. You will be welcomed with open arms. You will have all the right clothes. Any doubts or fears that you might have about it are silliness. And what I did for years and years was focused on unit size. So just do what it takes, obsess over unit size, and get here. London, be here.
Hi, I'm Roseanne Clark from Goshen, Indiana, and I've been in Mary Kay 13 years, and this is my first Top Sales Director trip in Maui. I was 10 years in Mary Kay as an Equinox driver, and 2 years ago earned a Cadillac, and this year earned the Top Sales Director trip. And the thought change that I had was this guy right here, my handsome husband, Jason. He was working a job where he traveled a third of the year. He was gone overnight 120 nights. And so we have 3 little children, and I wanted to be able to make a way for him to be home. So because of the increase in the income that brought the trip, my husband now has a different job. He works a boring 8 to 5 job. We love it.
Monday through Friday. It's perfect.
So when you make your why so big, you will achieve anything that you've wanted to achieve. And when I looked at him every day and realized that's why I wanted to go to work and have an increase, then things happened.
Hello, my name is Kristen Sharp. I'm a National Sales Director with Mary Kay, and this is my 5th trip. But I'll tell you, the difference when I went on my first trip, I went from 400,000 to 650, was the way that I thought. I started to believe that I could be a trip-winning director. And so one of the things that I did is I actually took the Applause magazine, and where I saw 650 production, I put my name in that Applause magazine, and I visually posted that around my house. That year the trip was to Greece, and so I put pictures of Greece all around my house, and I truly believe I saw myself every morning as a top director because my house was covered like Greece.
Kelly is from Columbus, Indiana, and what I did to earn our very first trip and trip since then is just decide to be a loner. I was really aware of everything I was bringing in. I didn't ask everyone's opinion of whether I should do this with my business or that, or this hostess plan or that hostess plan, but I just prayed about it and I did it. And sometimes just being decisive, even if it's the wrong decision, is a decision. And so you don't have time to not make decisions. So make a decision, increase your numbers, because that's what it comes down to.
Hi, my name is Blythe Egbert. This is our 2nd trip, and when we earned our first trip, it was all about building people. That year we had 4 offspring directors, and so my main focus was just on building leaders, and then I knew with building leaders, the trip and other things would come. So we actually earned the Prestige trip my 2nd year as a director just by building 4 offspring directors.
Hi, my name is Tina Franz, and this is my 2nd trip with Mary Kay. And with my first trip, from the very beginning of the year, from the very beginning of the seminar year, my thought was, I'm going to earn this trip. It was just a belief that I had in myself that we were going to do it this year, that this year was going to be different. And when I woke up every day, I just thought, I'm going to earn this trip. trip, and my actions followed my.
Hello everyone, my name is Nikki Hill. I'm so excited to be sharing with you. I got to have lunch with Sean Key today, and basically he just said, you know, it's time to make a decision. And you do not have to know the how. You're going to become a sales director, but your why. And then what we want to do as your sales directors is we want to keep that why in front of you all the time and share those experiences with you on a daily basis. Because, you know, where else do you get to have the experience of Maui with your top friends, your husband, and, you know, get this amazing training with this amazing view. Only can you have this in Mary Kay.
Hi, my name is Menina Gibbons from Los Angeles, California, and what shifted for me was just a shift in the way that I was thinking. I've always thought big, but specifically thinking about how me reaching this would impact the other leaders that are in my unit, so letting them know that they would be able to do it too. And then I heard something I got from Connie Ackroyd, I don't know if she made it up, but FOMO, fear of missing out. And I had an alarm set in my phone every morning that said FOMO, fear of missing out, because I did not want to miss out.
Ann Harmon. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I want to encourage you to dream big. That's what shifted for me. I pictured myself in Switzerland, my very first top director trip. I pictured myself in Switzerland every single day for an entire year, and I just finished my 14th trip. You know what? Dream big, picture yourself there, and you can do it.
Hi, I'm Tika Ann Haynes, and what shifted for me was one, I made a decision. I was signed, sealed, delivered. You know when you have a knowing that you know that you know that you know? That's what it was for me. I had a knowing, and I acted upon that knowing every single day. I would not allow any doubt to come into my mind.
Hi, I'm Mary Catherine King, and I wanted to share with you, what does the trip mean to me? And what can it mean for you to continue to build and strengthen relationships with the best friends that I already have? But something that's really precious to me is that my husband Dan gets to have new friends and strengthen the relationships that he has with some of the other husbands.
We decided that even though I have a great job and I work for a great company and I have a great paycheck, we decided that even though I have all that, there was so much more potential in Mary Catherine's business than there was in mine on a long-term basis. She has so much potential to make so much more money and change our lives and impact our lives in ways that my business never could. As part of that, what we decided was that anything that would detract from her working and making more money, I would take on some of those responsibilities. It's, I think it's made me a better father, and I'm pretty sure it's made me a better husband than I would have been.
That's why he's Super Dan.
Hi, I'm Callie with Land of Brigham. This is my 5th trip, but for my very first trip, I needed to wrap my brain around what it would feel like to be on a trip. The only problem was I didn't know what it would be like, but I did know what it was like to go to the airport. So every single night that year when I went to bed, I would dream that my bags were packed and my father-in-law was picking us up the next morning to take us to the airport. Every single night. That's as far as I could go, but that was far enough for me. And so 1 year later, when we finished the trip and I got my big packet in the mail, the very first thing I pulled out were the plane tickets. I still get chills thinking about that. So however far you can imagine that far, and then you'll be there before you know it.
All right, Christy, tell me what changed in your belief about top directors on the top director trip.
Well, Stephanie, that's a good question. Once again, my name is Christy Campbell. This is my 3rd top director trip, and I have a teeny tiny bit of a different perspective in that my mom has been on a lot of top director trips, and so I had a pretty good perspective of what I thought top directors were or thought or how they thought or believed or did. But I think the thing that radically shifted is that there's plenty of space at the top. There's plenty of room. It's not exclusive. It's not something that you have to necessarily try other than in your daily activity to do. It's your birthright. And you can absolutely be here whenever you want to be here.
My name is Amy Kemp. I would say one thing that I did differently was simply and unequivocally focused on unit size. Not necessarily getting to a certain number, because I don't think there's a magic number, but growing from where I was to my goal. So like on the first trip, we grew from 75 to 125. And then, you know, in other goals that I've reached, like when we finished Million last year, we reached 300. So I don't think it necessarily had to do with me being a better leader. It had to do with me keeping my head down and staying focused on getting that unit larger.
It's Celeste Bird, and this is my first top director trip, and I think the thing that I changed the most in my thinking was that you don't have to be too old or too young, because I'm 29, and I think for years I thought you had to be old in order to be able to do the trip, and you don't.